Quab's favorite team, the Orlando Magic, just made a deal.
Hey, man. Hey, man. That's how you start rumors, bro. One of my favorite teams. One of my favorite teams.
One of your favorite teams,
One
a
of my
team
favorite
that
teams.
hits deep right here. Hits deep right here.
One of
The
my favorite
Orlando
teams.
Magic traded for Desmond Bane. A sham wow on Father's Day. The Memphis Grizzlies are trading Desmond Bane to the Orlando Magic for KCP, Cole Anthony, 4 unprotected first-round picks, and 1 first-round pick swap. That is a lot for Desmond Bane. And that's someone who really, really likes Desmond Bane. With that said, Kwab, I like the deal for Orlando. I like it for both of them. I think this is a win-win deal for both teams.
For both teams?
Yeah, I can see by the way that your lips cranked up like this that you may not agree with me. I think Desmond Bane is exactly what the Orlando Magic need. He's exactly what they needed. And I'm a big believer that you can overpay for something that might take you over the top. You can overpay for a missing puzzle piece. You can overpay for a player who can take you to another level. That doesn't bother me. I know it's an overpay. I'm not going to sit here and act like Desmond Bane is like a superstar, but he is one of the more underrated players in the league to me. He's exactly what I think the Orlando Magic need right now. I love this for the Magic, and I love it for the Grizzlies too. You get all this draft compensation. Yeah, KCP, who's still a solid role player, if you want to keep him around, Cole Anthony's a nice bench piece. And, you can have all these picks and you can make moves for maybe somebody who is better than Bane or equal to Bane going forward. This gives the Grizzlies a lot of flexibility with moves they can make, or if they want to rebuild. I don't know what they're thinking there in Memphis. This is a start. So to me, it's a win-win. I like it for both teams. I love it for the Magic.
I love it for the Magic because anytime we talk about the Magic, we talk about their need for perimeter shooting.
Exactly.
Has been your glaring like red flag, like, oh, they need a shooter. So picking up Desmond Bane, perfect fit. Um, I don't understand it for Memphis.
Why?
So because it's like Bane has been, if you look at your roster, it felt like Bane has been one of your fits and cornerstones. So a player that they selected and developed alongside Jaren Jackson Jr. and John Morant. Just felt like it was part of the like your fit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So kind of trading them away. I get it because the offer is like when you see like the how many picks you're getting in return, you feel like okay, you have to make that move. But I was just really surprised at it. I'm not saying that Desmond Bane was like a one of the players that's like untouchable on the roster, like because anybody can get traded. But I was just when I saw the trade, I was like, wait, what? I was kind of confused about that. Obviously, the Magic are have the mentality of like a win now mode, or not? Yeah, essentially a win now mode. Especially seeing, I think you might see a lot of teams be very active during this off season. Just part of it has to do with who's in the finals right now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put that out there because it feels like a lot of teams or even a lot of fans are like, oh, my team should be there. This is exactly what we need. Like we're good enough to get there. So the Magic adding Bane to a roster that has Paolo, Franz, a healthy Jalen Suggs. That I love it for them. Love it
Defensively,
for them.
they're gonna be tough. I mean, they already
Very
are
good.
tough. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's why I love it for the Magic because Bane fits in immediately. Everything that they need, everything that they needed is Desmond Bane.
Yeah.
Someone who can create their own shot, someone who can spread the floor, hit the three, someone who fits in defensively. It's great for them, and I do think they overpaid. With the Grizzlies,
Yes.
I get what you're saying, but I do think this gives you a lot of options, right? I don't know what the Grizzlies front office is thinking right now. We don't know if they're blowing this up or we don't know if they're taking these assets and using it for something else. But I do think realistically, if you have a John Morant, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson core, there's a ceiling to that core. And there's nothing wrong with breaking that core up and trying to upgrade that core. And to me, this is their move and this is what they're deciding to do. As much as I like Desmond Bane and as much as I thought he was valuable for the Grizzlies, if you're being honest as an NBA fan or even as a Grizzlies fan, you come to the realization that okay, there's a ceiling to this three right here. We either have to break it up or we have to do something different. And to me, this is the Grizzlies doing something different. What that something different is, I don't know. I have
Yeah.
no idea.
I mean, they did try to they wanted to trade for Jimmy Butler
Right.
last season, and Jimmy was like he didn't want to go to Memphis. Like so they have tried to make moves around that core.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. I was just surprised because it's like to me like in terms of fit for that squad, and if you have
Yeah.
a John Morant, like you need a big that he can run the pick and roll with and shooters, and Desmond Bane just it fit. it was
Yeah.
fitting. So, like you said, there might be. I didn't even think about it. They might be packaging all this to maybe go after something bigger. That's also a possibility.
Yeah, I just don't know what that something bigger is, man, because KD
Yeah,
has already narrowed his list down to Houston, San Antonio, and Miami. So I don't think it's going to be Kevin Durant. If it was Kevin
yeah,
Durant, I could see I would do that, to be honest with you. If you think you're in win now mode, I think Kevin Durant's an upgrade to Desmond Bane for the next 2 years at least. But I don't think it's Memphis. I
yeah,
mean, I don't think Memphis has a chance at Kevin Durant. I don't think they have a chance at Giannis,
yeah,
right? I don't see Giannis going to Memphis. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they throw their hat in the ring there with all those picks. Maybe with a Jaren Jackson, who knows? But it does give them some type of flexibility, and there has been talk about blowing up this roster. So I think maybe this might be the first step. Who
I
knows?
mean,
I don't know. But if it is, you get 5 first-round picks, including 4 unprotected. So it's a hell of a start. I think
yeah,
I think it gives the Grizzlies some room to work with. I like it for both teams. I love it for the Magic for the simple fact that I think this immediately takes them to Eastern Conference contender status. I really do. I mean, this was a team we were covering earlier in the year. They were top 4 team in the East until all these injuries happened with them.
yeah. They were right there. They were right there. Yeah, that's the nature of the East. Like they were right there.
And they play a style. It's funny because they're like the exact opposite of the Pacers. They slow the ball down. They do beat you up defensively, but it's a different type of beat you up defensively than the Pacers.
Yeah,
To me, it's okay. Now you add an offensive weapon like Desmond Bane, you can force teams to play the style of basketball you want to play. Right? You're going to be tougher than a lot of teams. I'm not saying they're going to win the East, but they can be a team like the Pacers, where after a few years of continuity, all of a sudden you look up and the Magic are in the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't
yeah,
think that's, with the way the Celtics would have not having Jason Tatum next year. The Knicks are in flummox right now. You don't know what they're going to be. The Pacers are the Pacers, respect them. Cavs respect them as well. But why not the Magic? Why can't the Magic make a run? Why can't they make some noise in the Eastern Conference? So I like it a lot, man. I think it's a really solid move for the Magic. I don't think they're done, obviously. You still need to upgrade certain spots in the roster. But I
yeah.
do think this is a fantastic start to the offseason. And I do think this takes them from being like a 5-6 team first round exit to like, okay, we got to take this team a little seriously now.
Yeah, you could see them trying to push for like being a top 2, top 3 team in the East, like after a move like this.
Yeah.
Especially you're thinking that Paolo and Franz also keep progressing as they have every year. On the Grizzlies side, with the news earlier on this week with Zach Edey being injured,
Yeah.
recovering from injury, so now you don't have your starting big. You lose your starter too, who's actually been one of your more consistent players throughout the injuries and all the weirdness that's happened with Ja and all that. Um, where does this team go from here? Like, is it like you said? Is it a trade? Are they blowing it up completely? I'll be surprised if their direction is to completely blow it up
Yeah.
because I don't think if you have a team if you're still with John and Jaren, you decide to completely like blow it up. That sounds crazy to me.
Yeah, no, I agree too. I think they're making moves. I think they're going to use these picks to make a move. I don't know what that looks like though because we don't know who's available.
Yeah,
But I do think it's something. Jalen Green's somebody who I know that Houston's trying to make a deal with Phoenix here, and they need a third team. From what I've been hearing, I don't know if he's that guy. I think that's an interesting fit. I don't think you need all those draft picks for Jalen Green.
yeah,
But there are different possibilities that I'm just thinking off the top of my head. But overall, man, I like the deal. I think it's a good deal for both teams. I think it's a solid start to the offseason, even though the offseason isn't here. I'm
yeah,
excited for the offseason. I'm excited for more ShamWows.
yeah.
Let's give a grade for the Magic and the Grizzlies. I'll go first. I give both of them, I give the Magic, I give this an A minus for the Magic. And for the Grizzlies, I give this a B plus.
For the Magic, I give them an A. I give them an A minus. For the Grizzlies, I give them an incomplete.
That's fair.
Yeah, because I don't unless that to me that has to be something else. But I get it. Like when you look at the draft capital, you're like, okay, this is a lot for Desmond Bane, but still feels like something else has to be going on unless they're just drafting. But also, let me before I finish, the Grizzlies do a great job in drafting. Like so,
Yeah.
they are one of the best draft teams ever. They always
Yeah,
they're
they
the team.
two first
They're,
team all rookies last year.
yeah, they're the team that always like when they after every draft, they're like, how did the Grizzlies find that guy? Like they're that team. So this could work out perfectly in your favor.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this recap of the trade. Listen, Pacers Thunder tomorrow, game 5 in OKC. We'll be recapping that. Stay tuned as well. If there's another ShamWow, if we're available, we got you. Follow Dime over at
Yes,
the Dime
sir.
NBA. I'm Josh Rodriguez at Josh_Rodriguez_he's Kwab at Kwab AKS. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.